Come on down here, say now. Yes. See this? You got some bad time? Well, I ain't gonna tell you. You gonna come today? You gonna come tomorrow?
You ready? We're here at Girls Inc., where we're going to start our first ever No Approval podcast. Along beside Miss Keesha Williams and Rock Hobbs, two Bull Puppy fans.
I know you.
Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Go Bulldogs!
Yeah.
But we're not worried about the Alabama Roll Tide.
Okay.
Let's see to y'all. No.
You know this. You know what this is. You see where they got the person sitting in the middle.
It don't
Roll
matter.
Tide is all about what we all about.
It don't matter.
But we ain't going to talk about college football right now. We're going to move on to one of the big topics of today. One of the big topics been going on for a couple weeks now, but had another big firing today in the WNBA. 7 of the 12 WNBA coaches have been terminated from their job. 7 of the 12 WNBA coaches have been terminated. Kurt Miller of the LA Sparks, they had a record of 8-32. Tanisha Wright with the Atlanta Dream, 15-25. Teresa Witherspoon for the Chicago Sky, 13-27. Latricia Tremble for the Dallas Wings, 9-31. Christy Size for the Indiana Fever, 20-20. Eric Tibalt from Washington Mystics, 15-26. But the biggest surprise is this came today. Stephanie White of the Connecticut Sun, whose team had the 3rd best record in the WNBA. She's fired today with a record of 28-12. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's like it's crazy. How do you go from being number 3? How do you go from having a sold out stadium? How do you go from changing and you seeing the diversity amongst WNBA in history, and then now you're firing all these coaches? I mean, what does that say about future coaches coming in? I mean, is it going to be a problem, or people going to be scared to come into the WNBA, risking the fact that they're going to get fired? And what is the motive behind it?
My question would be, what's the standard now? 28-12. I mean, what more can you do?
Right.
The coaches coming in, what's the demand for that job?
Right.
I mean, if I'm outsider and I got me a decent job coaching college, pros, I wouldn't be looking at the WNBA who just fired somebody who went 28-12 and think that I could, go in there and benefit from that job.
Right.
I mean, I understand the league is growing. It's a high demand. I love to watch it right now, but it got to be a standard. And that right there kind of shook me a little bit, because 28-12, I mean, that's unheard of.
Well, I say this, man. They some of the things that are going on now. They're talking about the influx of media rights, the media rights deal coming in 2026 may be the empowering the front office to make these changes. And I talked to one of my good friends today, Prentice Beverly, and I was just sharing with him. I think it's all about the money right now, and I think that they're going to bring in bigger name coaches on the sideline, whether it's the right thing to do or what, whether it be former NBA coaches, young up and coming NBA coaches, or some of the former WNBA players. I think that's going to be the route that they're going to probably go in, and hey, you don't need no money to.
It always trade back to the money. I agree with you. It always go back to the pockets. People looking out for how much money they can make. But a lot of times they make them decisions, and on the back end, it hurts them. Right? They try to get that fast money. They ain't building a stable program, and they go get the big name. And a lot of times that big name come, make a lot of fuss for a couple games, and now they hurt. And then the ticket sales start falling. Now they doing the same thing again. They're in a repetitive motion, and all you doing is entertaining through names instead of winning.
Do you think they'll get more male coaches? Because right now,
I think it's a good opportunity.
Yeah, because right now WNBA is full of female coaches. So do you think like they'll have more male coaches coming in and replacing these female coaches?
Well, I'll say this. I think a lot of times that when it comes to the respect factor, and I don't want to sound biased or sexist or anything like that, but when it comes down to just the norm, a lot of females have better relationship with male coaches. And like you said, one of the coaches, he was a male, Kurt Miller with the Sparks. He was a male. But I think again, I believe that they're going to try. It's the league has grown, and we talked about and we'll get into that a little bit about the Caitlin Clark effect. But we talk about that. But the biggest thing I think the problem is that it's growing so fast, and they're fearful of can they repeat this again? Can they repeat this again with none of the big names coming in this year? You got a couple of years later, and we'll get into that later on about some more kids going to be coming in. But I think it's a panic. It could be a panic effect, or like you said, it could be the fact that the next group of wave of young coaches that's in that NBA that's been there for a while, they getting ready to pull those males in to coach in the WNBA.
Now let me ask you something, Coach. When you brought the fact about Kurt Miller, I know he had a rough season this past season, but his track record is there. How can they just replace something like that? You know, and I know they're looking for a bigger name and somebody to fit, and you got to win. Now, I call it popcorn to fit. You know, they want something they can throw in the microwave and have it instantly. But I just want to know, how can you build something that fast? Somebody with a track record like that, how can you go get a new coach and replace him, somebody of that caliber?
But he had an 8-32 record this year.
But he have you know, you got to take your L's. Now, I know they're pretty low, but you got to take your L. You got to be able to adapt, and you got to be able to grow. He didn't have a chance to grow.
But out of 40 games, you only won 8.
All right, let me say this. On to your defense, I understand what you're saying, but I can hear you on this. His top draft pick got hurt early in the season, and she was out for the rest of the season. His team was extremely young but talented.
Right.
I think with another year of that group, I would have given him another year. But to her defense, I would say this: he's in LA. He's not a big name coach, and I think at the end of the day, they're gonna look for a big name coach to coach those two big name superstars, young superstars that they had this year, Rakia Jackson and young lady from Stanford. I forget the name, went blank for a minute. But I think she come back from an injury, bounce back from the injury. They're gonna have another high draft pick. They're looking for a big time coach to come in there and make this happen. And again, we're gonna get deeper into the women's college basketball, but you gotta think about Paige Becker getting ready to come out.
Right.
They gotta get ready to have somebody for us. So yeah,
a lot of big names.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, yeah. But I'm gonna tell y'all the other thing I'm really shocked about. The other thing I'm really shocked about, y'all, is this. Christy Size from Indiana, the Indiana Fever.
Right.
She had a 2020, Caitlin Clark. Mm-hmm. They went from the bottom, somewhere around the bottom, to playing 500 basketball at the end of the year. And so my thing is, at the end of the day, what do you have? What do y'all think about that? Me personally, and I spoke with Prentice about this today. Mm-hmm. I watched Caitlin Clark's college coach attend a lot of Indiana games this year. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that it's probably going to be Caitlin Clark college coach. Prentice told me that the next move is probably Stephanie White. She's going to be going over to Indiana. So what do you guys think about first of all, about Indiana?
I'm going to have to, chime with my fellow partner over here. How did they finish, though? I mean, they still finished last.
They finished last, right?
I mean, I can feel.
No, they didn't finish last.
Not last, but they finished at the bottom.
They had the worst record. They won the worst record.
No, they won the worst. She was she made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She made the playoffs this year. She made the playoffs. They went
I got
to.
It wrong.
Yeah, they went to. They had a turnaround. A lot of people, my fellow friend, Stefan Lawrence, Dr. Stefan Lawrence. He's a big Caitlin Clark fan, but that team was loaded, and it just took them time to gel. So at the end of the day, man, we talking about a lady who went 20-20 with a young team, and now she's out of there.
But she had some of the better players. And you're talking about Caitlin Clark. She had like a powerhouse team. Mm-hmm. So in a sense, I was shocked to see that you got the top draft picks in the WNBA and you still get fired as a coach. Like you said, what are the expectations for WNBA moving forward?
It's the growth. I mean, you gotta have the opportunity to grow. You got the #1 draft pick. You got top picks. They got to grow. They don't max out on their first year.
Right.
But I know if you got a plan, if they already got a plan, they already got a coach in mind. Players might have been talking. Who knows? I don't know what was going on in the locker room.
Right.
But to me, outside looking in, you got to give them some time to grow.
Right.
I'm all about growth. But, I don't know.
Again, like I said, the big thing, man, and we're going to take a break first. But when we come back, we're going to continue to talk about the league and the firing of the coaches and what's going on in the WNBA. But we're going to talk about the Caitlin Clark effect. What kind of effect that not only Caitlin Clark, but the rookie Angel Reese had on the league this year. So we're going to take a little break, and we'll be back. Coming right here back at Money Boy TV. Y'all look out, man. We're going to be everywhere. We're going to be everywhere.
Come on down here and say something. Got sit there. You got some bad time? Well, I ain't gonna tell you. You gonna come today? You gonna come tomorrow?
We're back here, No Approval podcast here at Girls Inc. Sitting beside is Keesha Williams, Rock Hobbs, and we're back to talk about. We ended the first session talking about the firing of the WNBA coaches, but we're going to continue to talk about the WNBA a little bit, and we're going to talk about the Caitlin Clark effect or the Angel Reese effect. We had a lot of social media talk this year going on about the league and how big of an impact and what she did for the league. Now, me personally, I tend to think that the league was growing. It was headed in the right direction anyway. Some tend to think that her coming into the league changed the league dramatically and saved the league. So, again, what are y'all thoughts on the Caitlin Clark effect?
Oh, yeah, the money. The money. She did bring money. I know she deserved more money, but she brought more money to the league as well as Angel Reese. So, you got to give them their respect. You got to give them they what I want to say, they props of just doing what they needed to do in the college aspect to carry over into the WNBA. I mean, I'm a big fan of just the trash talk that Angel Reese had with Caitlin Clark. Everybody loved it. It ain't have nothing to do with the game, but the fact that they was talking trash and it was some more to it, and okay, let me tune in. Let's see what's going on. Let me see what's going on the next game. That's big.
I mean, I hear y'all, but Keesha, I'm gonna let you respond first.
Well, I will say that they started off in college with the rival, amongst the two of them. So moving forward into WNBA, it made people drew them to them. You figure Caitlin Clark had she had fans coming from all over just to see her watch her first game in the WNBA. You look at the WNBA this year compared to the other years, you're looking at 154 games sold out. You're looking at 242% increase from previous seasons. It's all about the money, but for the most part, people want to see WNBA. They want to see women play basketball.
Well, listen, that's what I'm saying. See, now, so let me. This is where the action started right here. This is the fun start. My kids tell me, leave that Caitlin Clark stuff alone. I am not a hater of Caitlin Clark. What I don't like is the fact that people make this league out to be she saved this league. No, this league was going in a great direction with people like the Asian Wilsons and all these. Did it take a drastic jump? Yes, it did. But I don't think that she was the person that just saved the league. And I think that so many times we get caught up in saying she saved the league and she did and money wise this and money that. Yeah, people don't realize how long it took the NBA to grow. People don't realize how long it was when the NBA was what was suffering with the NBA and who they said saved the NBA. Well, we talk about Magic and Bird and Jordan and all those, but we forget about the ABA was the one that really came to save the NBA because the ABA had all the better players. So I think what people don't realize is that she had a great impact on the numbers this year. But just look at the women's finals this year. 5 games went down to the wire. Sellouts every night. She was nowhere to be found. But yet and still, people came, they bought tickets, and they watched this great group of young women on the floor battling for something that was special to them.
Because people, again, they want to see WNBA. They want to see women play. You know, like now, you go to high school games. The females are like selling. They're selling. It's action. They're doing more plays and they're dribbling and they're handling of the ball and
sometimes more competitive games too.
Very much so.
So that's my thing again. That are we in agreement that the league did grow with the numbers? We had some stats of 154 games sold out this year, 242% increase. All that was good because not only of Caitlin Clark, but a lot of young rookies. You had all the rookies that came in this year. They were top rookies. Caitlin was the lead dog. Don't get me wrong, but there was a lot of top rookies that came in. I don't think it's the same effect if she comes in this league by herself.
No.
She came in with a great rookie class. Right. and it helped. She was a front runner, but I don't think she was the only cause, and it's only gonna get better.
I don't know. When you look at it, she had opportunities that them other girls didn't have.
And why would you say that?
We talking about Ice Cube saying, "Come over here and play with me, and I got a whole league for you." The mother girl that had it, coach. When you put gas on the fire,
man,
what's gonna happen?
Don't let nobody
flame up. It gonna blow.
She was not gonna be able to go play against no men. It wasn't gonna happen.
We talking about 303. You think you gonna set that league up for her?
No, she was not gonna have
success. It's gonna be set up.
And the best decision that she made was to go to the WNBA.
Are you trying to say that
I'm not trying to say anything, ma'am. I am saying that.
No, baby.
I am saying that.
I'm telling you right now, she could have been able to. There's some females in the WNBA that you put the all-star team together, they can handle some of these men.
Yeah.
They can handle some of these
by men, what level of men are
that's what I'm talking about.
I'm not talking about.
We talking about us.
I'm not talking about the LeBrons and the Steph Curry.
But you talking about NBA?
I'm talking about in the NBA.
I gotta strongly disagree with that one.
Yeah, I don't because of the physical factors that come into play. I don't think that they would skill wise. I think some of them are just as skilled and talented. Don't get me wrong. When you start talking about the Sabrina Ionescu, she proved that in the 3-point shootout against Steph Curry. It had to go down to the wire with her shooting. In the 3-point shootout, I think there are a lot of women that are very talented. Now, don't get me wrong with that.
I hate to say that though. I hate to say it, but what hell when you put defense on the shoot?
They kind of pipe down a little bit.
I mean, listen again.
I hate to say it.
I get you, but at the end of the day, there are some talented young women in that league, and at the end of the day, I think this league is only going. But she's been good for the Liberty. She's been really good for the Liberty. I don't think that nobody else could have stepped in and did any better than she did for the Liberty. You put Caitlin Clark on that team for the Liberty team, it changes the dynamics.
You think that it'll be even better?
No, I don't think it would have been better. I don't think they have the success. I think they'll have to go through another year of growing pains, and that's what they did the year before when they went to the finals with Vegas, and they just didn't mesh as well. Right. And people don't realize that's what happened with Caitlin and them early. They didn't mesh well, and people were her team is horrible. Her team is sorry. No. Her team was not sorry, and they proved that because look what they did in the second half of the season when they came back. They was able to go on the win streak, and they was able to go into the WNBA playoffs this year. And I think they're only going to be better next year. So again, that's just my take on how that thing is and how that's going to go down and everything.
But basketball is not based on that one better player. Basketball is like a team event.
Exactly.
It is not based off of because she can shoot and because she did this in college, because it showed in her regular season that she is not as good. She's good, don't get me wrong, but she's not as good as she's not the team. Can I just say that?
The team, I feel like this. And I know Dr. Stephon Lawrence. Where are you, Dr. Stephon Lawrence? I know that she is a talented young lady.
She is very talented.
I think but people did not give those other two superstars. Do you know the Indiana Fever had 2 other young ladies to make the All-Star team? And so again,
but see, I didn't know that.
Yes. Exactly. They had
But
two,
I know everything about Caitlin Clark.
and that's my thing. They have two. She don't get the assists that she have, and she don't have Boston and playing that right beside her. You know, they struggle because their starting shooting guard is not in the rotation in the lineup in the first beginning of the season. She's hurt, so people don't realize her starting shooting guard was out for the first 5 or 6 games of the season. Plus, now you're trying to get a girl who just come in out of the college basketball to mesh with it. Their preseason is not like the NBA. They don't have a whole lot of time. So once they got their feet wet, and then they had that break with the Olympics, they was able to train and work out some more together. You saw what kind of team they came out. But I'm telling you, Mitchell's a dog over there in Indiana, and nobody want to give her credit for her being the lead dog for Indiana team. They give Caitlin a lot of credit, but Mitchell was a lead dog of that team. For me, that's what I think.
Even if you look at Wilson from the Las Vegas, she was a dog, and it was like she was put to the back burner for Caitlin Clark.
I think.
But that's okay.
What do you mean that's okay, man?
Because Caitlin got the money. I just told you. Caitlin bring the money. You can take a step back. You talk about media-wise. And
just because you get the money?
It's been going on with the NBA for a long time.
Man, go ahead on.
NBA been doing it for years.
A'ja Wilson, I will say this to y'all again. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the WNBA.
I'm not disagreeing.
Right? So my thing is, what we have to not
forget.
Is she
not the biggest name?
She the biggest name right now.
Oh, no, whoa.
I'm telling you, she the biggest name. What people want to say about Caitlin Clark, she the biggest name. But again, I understand what happened, and she coming off and being a young lady who can shoot the ball from, like they say, the logo. That's our era that we
must see TV.
That's what you say. Everybody say must see.
You gotta turn it on. Everybody wants to see.
And you talking about a post player?
Who?
Caitlin
shoot for half court.
Yeah. All right. But we're gonna take another break. We're gonna come back with our last session where we're gonna talk about the upcoming women's college basketball season.
Come on down here and say it's time. We got Sydney. You got some bad time. Well, I ain't gonna tell you. You gonna come today? You gonna come tomorrow.
We're back here at Girls Inc. For our last session of this segment of this program. We're going to talk about women's college basketball coming up. This is going to be an exciting season for women's college. What we just witnessed in the WNBA with these super talented freshman class, a rookie class that went in the WNBA. Let me tell you, women's basketball is on the mark. Women's basketball is on the mark, and people are watching it. Just the preseason top 25 preseason picks right now. South Carolina coming in number 1. Stanford, they got them finishing number 2. UConn number 3. NC State number 4. Louisville number 5. That's what the AP poll has ranked in the rankings. I don't agree with that. I think that's wrong because USC should be in there somewhere with Miss Juju Watkins. So I might that might be some old. I need to go back and I'll take that back. That was wrong. So let me get my notes right. South Carolina number 1, UConn number 2, Southern Cal number 3, Texas number 4, UCLA number 5, and Notre Dame, LSU, and Iowa State finishing up in the top 8. We got North Carolina State and Oklahoma rounding out the top 10 picks. What did you not hear? Again, the runner-up, the women's runner-ups that is not even in the top 25. So Iowa is not even in the top 25. So Caitlin Clark, she She was Iowa, wasn't she?
Right.
Yeah.
But that's all they had was her.
Yeah. So what do y'all?
Yeah.
Hey man, they had a good. I think they had a good team.
The Hawkeyes, they had a squad.
I think they had a good team. I think they had a good team. But just thinking about some of the top girls, top ladies that are gonna be playing this year, man. Hey, Paige Becker, man. I was so happy to see her come back from those gruesome injuries that she had, and to put on a great show in the playoffs this year. So Paige is gonna lead UConn this year. They got them finished second. And you see, I skipped over South Carolina, so they're number one. But I'm going to Paige Becker.
I think that was at first I didn't know about Paige as far as her not going to the league last year, entering into the 2024 season. But now, she's the biggest star in college basketball right now. And they ain't even played the game.
Oh no.
You don't think so?
Oh no, absolutely. I think Paige.
I think so.
I think Paige will be the number one draft pick this year. But the biggest star is going to be Miss Juju Watkins from USC. So I'm gonna let you finish.
Paige got. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a tough argument. I like Juju.
I'm gonna let you finish.
I like Juju, but Paige done set the standard right now.
Right.
So I think Paige the standard right now.
I agree with you because of the fact that I was surprised of how well she played after coming back from the injury. I thought she should have been a little bit more aggressive in the Final Four. But again,
she was trying to baby that injury.
Yeah, not too sure of it. Not too sure of it. Didn't want to do anything else to hurt herself. But again, I love Paige. I think Paige is, coming out of school.
Right.
When they were coming out of high school, Paige was. You didn't hear anything about Caitlin Clark. It was about Paige Becker. And all of a sudden, Paige get hurt, and she's missed pretty much 2 seasons. Then you hear so much about Caitlin Clark. But again, to go back to it, South Carolina's number one. That Miss Dawn Staley.
Oh, chasing
the GOAT.
Chasing history.
She is.
What do y'all think about it?
I think that somebody's gonna give her a check so she can come into the WNBA and coach.
We talked about that today too.
Yes. I really think.
You know why not?
Why not?
Because South Carolina gonna match.
You think so?
Why let her go? That big name, big time, big money.
She is like dominant. Of all coaches, everybody would want her.
It's the Kirby effect. They were talking about Kirby might go to the Jets.
So you saying that she is the Kirby of the...
No. She got Kirby. She got Kirby right now.
So she's saving.
Now you're talking.
Why you do that?
Now you're talking.
Everybody wants her.
I think she done.
You think she's done?
I think she done.
I don't think she's done. I think that...
No. I mean her name. She done.
The thing about it is, I think this with Coach Staley know her very well. Been knowing her for a long time. Back in her days at Temple, have watched her grow and build that program, man. Okay. And you ain't going there unless you're one of the top 5, top 10 in the country.
Right,
you got to be one of the top 5, top 10 in the country. And when you go in there and you look down there at their bench and you watch the commentators talking about their 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th player on the bench, McDonald's All-Americans. It's tough. It's tough when you go in there. It's tough for the players to go in there and stay and be disciplined because of what we have with this NIL and the transfer portal. But I've been surprised to see how many kids have stayed the course. We got a couple of kids right out of Atlanta, Georgia, Raven Johnson, and I went blank on the kid's name that plays out of Atlanta. She's waiting her turn at the post spot behind Cardoza, Leah Boston. Mm-hmm. Now it's going to be her turn, and I'll go through my notes and find out exactly what her name is. Again, I just went blank because she played for Darlene Norris up at in Atlanta. But she's Figgins, that's her name. But she's waiting her turn, and in this day and time, kids don't do that. If they ain't playing, they moving on. Right. So Coach State has done a great job in not only coaching these kids, but building women, man, building young women that they understand that you can't run all the time. You got to be able to stay the course with some things. So she has a great support system. A great freshman that came in last year that's going to probably be super great this year. But Miss James was the Dennis Rodman of her basketball team last year. I think they're gonna look for her to doing a lot more scoring this year. But at the end of the day, they got South Carolina picked first and UConn second. But I'm telling y'all, man, Southern Cal is gonna be something to deal with. Juju Watkins.
Juju bad.
Juju is.
Do you think UConn will be on top though? Once again, they always are in the top. UConn always has one of the better.
I don't see why not.
Seasons.
This the last who for coach, huh?
For who coach?
UConn? No.
He had. Now, be honest with you. Now, Gino had a great recruiting class. He had a real good recruiting class this year. They're gonna be in the top somewhere. You know,
they
ain't gonna be. You know, they struggled for some years with injuries. They had a lot of injuries that came about, man, and hurt them. But he for him to have 5 or 6 kids playing last year in the playoffs, and they did what they did. You know, kids want to go back to UConn now. Kids want to go back to UConn. He had, I think, the #1 player in the country this year.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I was thinking about that Laker job that they were saying he was going to. So he might stick around a little while. I was like, this might be his last hoorah. He might go 1 more year and head to the Lakers. But yeah, he probably stick around for a little longer.
I think his goal is to win a championship.
Another championship.
Yeah. That's his goal.
I think, me personally, if he wins, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
If he wins one more, I think he'll probably give it up and retire and pass it on to his longtime assistant coach who's been there for a while. But and like you said, again, we talking about this influx of WNBA coaches. Who's to say somebody else going to be in these spots temporary for these big name college coaches to come or these NBA coaches?
The money too high for the college coaches. I mean, we talking about the top tier college coaches. The money there. There's no reason to move. Like, they're not going to up the ante to go to the WNBA. I just do not believe it. They settled. They got a job that they love. They passionate about. To move to the WNBA, it just, I don't know. They're going to get some big names, but the top tier of the college, I just don't see it.
I guess what I'm saying and what I believe is that the money, like you said, it can't, for those top coaches like UConn and Don State at South Carolina.
You got to have something to prove, but they already don't prove.
But that's my thing. If you have accomplished everything you need to accomplish on the college level, why not go to the next stage? Why not? It ain't about money no more. Because I got all the money I need.
This is my argument.
Gino have all the money that he needs. UConn can't pay him no more money. He has all the money he needs. By the time, if Don Staley wins 1, maybe 2 more championships, there's nothing else for her to do. Unless she starts saying, I want to shoot for Gino's record. I want to shoot for Pat's record.
I don't think she's doing that.
And that's my point. If she's
her
not
whole
willing to
goal
do that,
is like mentoring those girls.
Exactly.
Right.
That's her whole goal. If you see her as a coach, she's mentoring even on the court. She pulls them to the side.
And now that you say that, Keesha, I'll go back on what I just said. I think that would be the only thing that keep her in the college basketball, because of the love that she has with developing the kids, not just players, but into young women. You know, and then you can watch her how she go follow those kids and make sure that they're doing what they're doing. She's always
at their games,
all that stuff like that. So again, I think it's so important for us to see and have more people like her in college jobs, and it's not just about the wins and losses, because again, she took some L's. She took some L's, and people question whether or not she can get it done at South Carolina now for a while, because she couldn't win the big one. But
nobody remember that now.
Yeah, they don't remember.
You said they don't remember that?
No. It's big time now.
They remember. They remember when they go to the stadium and they don't see those championships hanging up.
But again, I'm anxious to see. How this preseason, how the women's college had a couple of preseason games on the men's side last night. I think I watched Duke play. But I'm anxious to see this women's basketball season get kicked off. So again, y'all, we're gonna take another break. We're here, Money Boy TV at Girls Inc., talking about the great season and the great things in women's basketball. So don't forget, tune in to moneyboytv.com, moneyboytv.com, and you can catch this. If you missed it tonight, have somebody tell somebody and come back and see it again. We're gonna take a break and we'll be right back.
My name is Asante. My number is number 2. I play for the Raiders. And I play quarterback and safety.
Come on down here and say it's time. We got Sydney. Got some bad pass. Well, I ain't gonna tell you. You gonna come today? We're gonna come forward.
My name is Asante. My number is number.
We're back at Girls Inc. here, no approval. Our first podcast. It's been a blast. I mean, it's fun. Talking about women's sports. We're gonna pass this thing on to Miss Keesha Williams. She's gonna tell you about our channel and all the things that we're gonna be doing and what you can do as a parent, as a sponsor, to help us out here at Money Boy TV.
Well, thank you for watching MoneyBoyTV.com podcast, the first ever that we've had in such a long time. What I would ask everybody to do is go to MoneyBoyTV.com, create a profile, make sure it's a full profile. So, and then what I need you also to do is to share all of our links, because we are live with all sports, everything sports, and with the community. And don't forget, if you are a local business and you would like for live broadcasting, and we need some sponsors. So we're looking for sponsors throughout the CSR. We're looking for sponsors throughout the Columbus area, Tri-City area. On Fridays, we will be going into the high school football. So what I ask everybody to do is just check us out on live. We'll be broadcasting with Davis Broadcasting. And again, create a profile so you can get some more of this live broadcasting where we're talking about everything sports and everything with the community.
So much going on in this community. I say this every Friday night. The partnership, Money Boy TV and Davis Broadcasting, it's been remarkable for us. Doc has done a great job. He's the man behind the camera. Even when he's doing live streaming, you don't hear a voice. Doc is out there. He was doing a lot of this stuff on his own. So again, we ask the community for y'all support. Right. We're going to continue to do things in this community. We're going to continue to be everywhere that we possibly can be for the community, and give these kids an opportunity for another platform where you can talk to college coaches about coming on to our page and seeing these kids. They don't want all the responsibility that necessarily have to be on the high school coach. You can, as a parent, you can help, log in and create your profile and do the thing for your child and be able to use the website and all those different things, the page. We're building all kind of different things. Go to the app, download the app, so you'll know what's going on. Doc is like out here working, and when we passing out cards for these kids, don't take that stuff for granted. Right now, this stuff is this is the time to get it, because it's gonna get a little higher later on, but this is the time to get it. So again, we're gonna be at Otis Spencer Stadium on Friday night, where we'll be covering at Davis Broadcasting and Money Boy TV. We'll be covering the football game with Hardaway High School versus Spencer, which is going to be a great game. Yeah, it's going to be a great game. It's all the implications of playoff. Myself, Aunt Mary will be calling that game. But it's a lot of playoff implications. If Hardaway can come in and create Hardaway can come in and create a lot of problems with a big upset over Spencer, and it's for playoff implications. So again, Keesha, one more time, if you want to tell everybody what they need to do so they can help us out.
Go to moneyboytv.com and create a profile, a full profile. And if you want to be a sponsor, email moneyboytvcom@gmail.com. Send us an email and we'll get with you as soon as possible. Thank you.
We're getting ready to get out of here. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Chime in and look for us the next time.
Go Dogs!
Go Dogs! Go Tide! And we out of here.
My name is Asante. My number is number 2. I play for the Raiders. And I play quarterback and